Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mugs.
Katt Williams just went in on Shannon Sharpe after reports that ESPN cut him loose, and he is not sugarcoating a thing at all. He's basically saying it's tough to feel bad for Shannon, because after all that game he was handing out, he walked into the oldest setup in the book, allegedly.
Right.
It's them young ones that's coming.
Yes,
that'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I've been dependent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
Word is, PN decided to cut ties with him right after he reportedly settled a $50 million case with OnlyFans model Gabriella Zuniga, and the timing got everybody talking. Here's the wild part. Katt already warned him about this on Club Shay Shay, face to face, telling him that messy dating in the spotlight can get you jammed up fast. Shannon even said, "I think white women are as great as any other women." But that feel-good talk doesn't change how fast a headline can flip on you in this industry. Then Monique echoed it and dropped some blunt advice, straight up. She said, "You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you. Damn."
To NBC, it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and
But Shannon ignored the signs, and now it's messy. Embarrassment, scrambling, and a big check cut to make the noise stop, according to folks close to the situation. To make it worse, ESPN allegedly clipped him. And let's keep it real. Any major network will think twice before hiring someone whose loudest headline is now an assault case settlement, even if he denies wrongdoing.
Grateful for that, but I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
So Katt's over there like, "I told you so." And people in Shannon's circle aren't offering sympathy. They're saying he had it all and fumbled it with reckless choices. An insider claims Katt didn't warn Shannon about white women for no reason. He allegedly knew Shannon was spending time with a young OnlyFans model long before any lawsuit hit, and he saw the trap forming from way back. Katt even dressed it up like he was weighing in on the Jonathan Majors situation. But folks close to it say he was really speaking straight at Shannon the whole time. Katt may tell a joke, but he ain't never told a lie, is how the streets are putting it. Yet Shannon still tuned it out, allegedly.
Women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Word is, Shannon agreed to pay millions to that OnlyFans model, thinking a settlement might calm the heat, protect the brand, and keep his gig safe. But reports say ESPN still pulled the plug and moved on anyway. Then came the twist. Just 24 hours after the settlement chatter, the model announced she was done with the platform, posting this message on Instagram. "Today I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me for the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter." That timing had the internet buzzing like crazy. People online started saying Shannon basically retired her, painting it like she locked in life-changing money from a high-profile 50-year-old public figure. And the comments were relentless.
"I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying."
Are you trying to say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn.
Whether that's fair or not, the perception game is brutal, and once that narrative catches fire, it spreads fast. And the reason nobody's cutting Shannon slack, according to the backlash, isn't just the settlement headlines. It's those old comments where he reportedly said he wouldn't let his daughter's wedding budget go over $30,000, which resurfaced at the worst possible moment. Fans then pointed to alleged leaked texts claiming he wrote that the model charged him $25,000 for each sheet. And that number had timelines doing backflips. Now the talk is loud, the optics are rough, and every move he makes is getting magnified to the max. On X, the drag was brutal. One user posted, "It needed to happen to expose how much of a hypocrite Shannon is." He lost the little respect he had for others. Now he's done willing to give an ex-worker millions of dollars, but his own daughter, $30K for her wedding. Another user piled on with, Shannon Sharpe has done so many things wrong, but me learning about him being cheap on his daughter's wedding really made me. Then they doubled down. Side eye? The F out of that country bumpkin. You paid more for that young white girl who saw you as a lick. How dumb was that? The comments were spicy and unforgiving, and the internet did not let up for a second.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Major, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty, 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 guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
And the PR hit kept swinging. Just days after reports of a settlement with Gabriella, ESPN allegedly dropped the hammer and cut ties, and here's the kicker. ESPN didn't even roll out an official statement. People magazine reportedly reached out for comment, and the network stayed quiet, which only fueled more chatter and side-eye. Shannon finally spoke up on July 30th on the Nightcap podcast, saying he was at peace with ESPN's decision, but he also claimed he begged ESPN to hold the announcement until after his older brother Sterling Sharpe's Pro Football Hall of Fame moment, out of respect for family. He said he apologized to Sterling because he knew the headlines about lawsuits and job status could overshadow his brother's shine. But according to him, Disney and ESPN weren't trying to hear it. All of that would be messy enough on its own, but the stakes sound even bigger when you hear what he was allegedly cooking up before the lawsuit talk exploded.
Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Word is Shannon was lining up a massive $100 million podcast and media deal that would have bundled his whole Shay Shay media slate, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies into one monster package, which makes the timing look even wilder. On April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella filed her lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported Shannon was lined up to sign a deal topping $100 million, and the streets thought he was about to level up big time. Now that bag is gone, his ESPN seat is reportedly empty, and doors under the Disney umbrella, ESPN, ABC, Hulu, the whole tree, look closed for the moment. which is a major falloff for someone who is trending toward mogul status. When a public stain gets this messy, it's tough to bounce back in those rooms because brands don't love chaos on the timeline. All those projects that were supposed to crown him a podcast boss started drifting the moment he got tangled with a young adult OnlyFans model, and the narrative turned fast. This circles right back to what Katt Williams warned. Nobody's handing out sympathy when you had power, options, and leverage, but still made reckless moves in the spotlight. Sound off. Do you think this downfall is all on Shannon, or was the reaction too quick and too harsh from the networks? Did ESPN handle it right by cutting ties so fast, or should they have waited for the dust to settle? And how do you feel about him agreeing to pay millions to settle while keeping his own daughter's wedding on a tight budget? Fair strategy or bad optics in a viral era? Drop your take in the comments, hit like, smash subscribe, and share this with a friend who follows sports and pop culture. Let's keep the convo going. See you on the next one.